When I was 12 years old, my mum had just started trusting me enough to leave me home alone. We lived in a peaceful, ordinarily safe little town, quiet streets, spacious yards, friendly neighbors, and a charming village with shops and restaurants. It wasn't the kind of place where you looked over your shoulder at night. That sense of security was part of the reason my parents felt comfortable leaving me by myself. They had us young and were always active, often going out with friends on weekends. On the night in question, my sister wasn't home, so they decided I could handle being alone. They left me some money to order pizza for dinner. It was the perfect setup for a kid: video games all night and pizza for dinner. I was obsessed with James Bond games back then, especially Nightfire on my PS2. After finishing another playthrough, I called Gianni's, a pizza place just a few blocks away, and ordered a regular pie. My mum told me to wrap the leftovers in foil and put them in the fridge. When the doorbell rang, I rushed down with the $20 bill. The delivery guy looked rough, mid-30s, a long, scraggly beard, glasses, and a black trucker's hat. As he handed me the pizza and counted the change, he glanced into the house and asked, "You alone here?" It was a creepy question, and my parents had warned me about strangers, so I replied, "My parents are on their way home." Not the smartest answer in hindsight, but I hoped it would deter him. I ate in the kitchen, wrapped up the leftovers, and went back upstairs to play another Bond game, Agent Under Fire. Around 11 p.m. the doorbell rang again. Thinking it was my parents, I called out, "Mom? Dad?" But instead, a strange male voice replied, "Hey, I need help." I froze. He claimed he needed to use the phone. I asked who it was, but he just repeated the request. Too scared to look through the window, I walked back upstairs, trying to ignore it. As I reached the stairs, right across from the front door, I heard a bang. The man shouted, "Wait, please, I need help." That's when I realized he could see me through the top window of the door. I ran upstairs and called my mum from their room, the only place with a phone. She picked up, and I explained everything. I could tell her mood shifted instantly. She asked if I had responded to the man or made it clear I was alone. I told her the truth. That's when I remembered the pizza guy's question. My mum sounded increasingly alarmed and said she'd call the police. While she stayed on the phone with me, I heard the side gate outside open, softly but clearly. My mum kept telling me to stay hidden and silent. I whispered, "What if he tries getting in through the den window?" She hushed me again and told me to wait for the police. Then I heard footsteps downstairs. Someone was inside the house. My mum screamed to the police on her other phone. She told me to hide under the bed. I did, terrified, barely breathing. The intruder wandered through the house. I heard them climbing the stairs, checking the bedrooms. My mum kept whispering updates from the police and begged me to stay quiet. Then the footsteps reached the bedroom door. The doorknob rattled, locked. He knocked gently, but didn't say a word. Tried the knob again, then silence, just retreating footsteps going back downstairs. I stayed frozen under the bed, heart pounding. My mum said the police had arrived, but to wait for their signal. A few minutes later, I heard heavy boots and someone calling my name. A man shouted he was with the police. Only then did I crawl out and unlock the door. There were 2 officers upstairs and 2 more downstairs. They found the back door wide open. The sliding window in the den had been pushed all the way open, his entry point. I told them everything, including my suspicion of the pizza guy. My parents were on speaker, listening from their car as they rushed home. The next night, they took me back to Gianni's and asked me to point the guy out. I didn't see him. They spoke to the manager, described the man, and he said it sounded like someone named Phil, who was out on a delivery. When they explained the incident, the manager insisted it couldn't have been Phil and told us to leave. My parents made a scene and vowed never to come back. We sat in the parking lot for an hour, but the guy never returned. My parents suspected the manager had warned him. They contacted a few lawyers, but none took the case due to lack of evidence. Eventually, we stopped pursuing it. My parents didn't leave me home alone again for a long time. To this day, I believe it was the pizza guy, or someone connected to him. Who else would have known I was alone that night?